leg, abs stay in, and point your toes as you lift the thigh high towards your chest, shoulders dripping down your back, abs staying tight. 10 more. 9. Higher, 8. 7. 6. 4 more. 3, abs stay really tight. 2. And without changing the hips, twist the upper body. So your knee still goes straight up in front of you. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and add a straight leg kick. Kick, kick. Abs stay tight. My hips are going. 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's bend our knees and grab some weights. You can stand with your feet hips width apart, parallel. Bend your knees and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Keep the rib tip tight. Reach the arms up and alternate one arm and then the other. Inhale and exhale. As you do your alternating arms, the shoulders stay open. No swaying side to side. So keep the abs tight. Good. 3, 2. Both arms come in together and press out together. In and out. 3, 4. 2 more. And then keep the elbows bent. Turn the palms to face each other. Just little pulses here. Elbows lifting, shoulders dropping. 8, 7, 6, 4. Weight in your big toes and your baby toe and your heel. Open out, squeeze in, out, and in. Nice. The chest wants to go forward and back, so be sure that your chest stays really steady. 2, hold the arms out to the side, little pulses here. 8, 7, abs stay tight. 5, 4, 3, 2. Just your right arm punches up overhead, but it's going to be slightly in front of you. It's almost like you're making an arced line. 4, 5, 6, nice. And other arm. 8, 7, 5, 4, ribs stay in. 3, 2, and both arms up together. Punch up, pull down. 2, 3, 5, 6. Hold the elbows up to the side, lower them down, lift them up. So it's palms down, palms up. 6 more. 5, 3, 2. Hold the elbows, palms facing down, shoulders drop. Maybe lift your heels. Definitely drop your hips. Little pulses here. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Stay right here. Push the arms straight. Drop the shoulders. Lower your hips for 5. Lower 4. Maybe turn your palms up. 3, 2, and release down. Good. We're going to keep both weights and sink into a squat. So your butt goes back, your shoulders roll back, and we'll bend the elbows up. 8, 7, 6. Tail goes low. Big toe and baby toe have the same amount of weight. 2, keep the elbows high, punch the arms back. 8, 7, 6, 4 more. 3, 2, the arms stay straight, squeeze them towards you. In, abs tight, squeeze in. 5, 4, 3, 2, keep them pulling in, and then punch up. Now go up from there, so it's up and hold. Up again. Lift, lift higher, lift release out. You can lower your weights down to the floor and come down to the mat as well, so we're doing push-ups. So your hands can come wider than you, your knees can stay down, or you can lift your, balancing your toes in your hands, lifting your knees. We're going to inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale down, exhale up. As you lower down, try to get your shoulder blades to squeeze towards each other, down your back, towards your hips. 4 more. 4, 3, shoulders open. 2, and 1. Now lower halfway down. Keep the chest open. Little pulses here. 8, 7, little lower. 6, shoulders stay open. 4, 3, 2, lower halfway down and hold. Bend a little deeper. 5, bend a little deeper. 4, keep the collar open, abs tighter, and push back into child's pose. So your knees can open, your hips drop back, your head drops forward. Maybe you can spin your palms up to the ceiling. And then roll up through the center of the back, and your legs come out in front of you. So with your legs in front of you, your knees can be hips width apart. Your hands can be stacked right underneath your elbows and shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Maybe push your toes to the sky so we don't use your feet as we lift the hips high. So you're keeping the hips high, squeezing the buns, opening the collar, push the weight into your hands, and bend just the elbows. So the only thing really moving is the elbows. It's okay if your hips are low. Really doesn't matter how high they are. We just want to make sure the weight's in the hands. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Now keep the elbows bent a little bit. Open the collar again. Shift the weight back into your hands. Bend a little deeper and do tiny little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and release out. So you're going to have a seat. And we'll take your right shin on top of your left. Stacking shin on shin, rolling your shoulders back. And it's the right arm that comes out in front of you. And you pull it towards you and push out. Maybe roll the neck in one direction. And then in the other. Then the right arm comes out to the side, palm between the shoulder blades. Push it back and down. And reach your left arm around to connect the fingertips if you can. No worries if you're struggling with the connection. And release out, switch the other leg on top. So it's left and it can be in front. If you can't stack it, no worries. Left arm comes out in front of you. Pull it towards you. Roll your shoulders back. Sit equal in your hips. Lifting taller. Inhaling and exhaling. Then your left arm comes out to the side, palm between the shoulder blades, press back and down, and reach your right arm around and connect the fingertips. And release out. So we're going to stay seated, but we're going to stretch your left leg out long to the side and bend your right knee in. So your right foot can even touch the inside of your left thigh. And we're going to lift your right arm up and over. So we're going to do side stretch from here. So you're going to push your right hip down into the floor and lift your right arm up. And you can flex your left foot and try to reach your right hand to it. Doesn't matter if you touch or not. That doesn't really mean anything. Just feel the stretch, trying. And then when we round over, I want you to be straight first. So you put your right hand to the inside of the left thigh and your left hand to the outside. And spin your chest to reach towards the shin, but try to lengthen your spine. So you're sticking your butt out, reaching your head high, and maybe bending the elbows to come a little closer. If you can touch the toes or the ball of the foot with your left hand, you could pull as well here. Taking a deep breath in. Now round over and relax your head over the thigh. Breathing deep. And coming up and switching sides. So now your left knee bends. And again, your foot can go right against the inner thigh of the right side if that helps. And your right arm reaches down the inside of your leg. Your left arm reaches up and over. And you're anchoring your left hip down. If you can touch the toes of your right foot, awesome, no big deal if you cannot. Still trying to spin your chest open, almost like you're trying to push it to the ceiling. And then as you turn, one hand comes to either side of the leg, or your right hand can reach to the ball of the foot. Lengthen the spine and try to lean with a flat back. leaning into it, keeping the tension, the back of the leg. And then round over from here, relaxing your head, neck, and shoulders. And coming up. All right, carefully standing up so that we're balanced. And we're going to stand with our feet wider than our hips today to start. So you can take up a lot of space if you want to be close to a wall or a chair. So if you feel like you're going to lose your balance, you have something steady to help stop your balance from falling. Your heels turn in, your toes turn out. Roll lower down and lift up. Now as you lower and lift, I want your chest to stay open, the ribs to stay in. There's a strong connection between the ribs and hips. The shoulders are really rolling down your back. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2. Now lower and hold. Keep your inner thighs doing the work. So you're going to kind of push your inner thighs open. It's not from the knee, it's from the hip really. You're pushing, and I might not see much movement because it's not a big movement because we're not allowing the knees to fall in. We're just pushing them out. 6, 5, 4, ribs stay tight. 3, 2. Now if you can get your hands out of the way, I dream of Genie, or up over your head, whichever feels best. Lower and lift the hips again. And focus on the weight in the heels. Keeping equal weight in your heels. Pushing down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now keep the hips low. Keep the abs in. Lift one heel and then the other. So alternating one, then the other. Lift, lift. 6. Lower your hips. 5. Lower your hips. 4. Lower down. 3. Abs stay tight. Lower deeper. 2. One more time. Now keep both heels lifting together. 8, 7. Shoulders stay back. 5, 4. Big toes have weight. 2. Now keep the heels lifted. Maybe move the arms to a T. Shoulder blades stay open. Abs stay in. Last 10 pulses down. 10, 9. Abs stay in. 7, 6, 5. Little lower. 3, 2, and come all the way up. Dropping the heels, shaking it out. Now if you have a chair or something that you can put one hand on, balance a desk, anything, use something that's stable and bring your feet all the way together as if you only have one leg. So we're in parallel. Our legs are all the way together, our big toes connect. Roll your shoulders away from your ears and then retuck your ribs. Lift your heels up and bend your knees forward. So in this posture, your ears are over your shoulder, over your hips. We're allowing the hips to go straight down and come straight up. Inhale down, exhale up. As you do this, the shoulder blades squeeze towards each other. The abs stay nice and connected, ribs in. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower and hold. Keep the hips low. Keep the ribs in. Keep the shoulders open. Hips go side to side, so it's left, right, left, right. Inhale, exhale. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. One more each side. Good, now stay in the center. Lower the hips straight down. So it's like your tail is trying to, if you had a long one, is trying to tickle the back of your heels. 6 more here. 5, a little lower. 4, 3, nice. 2, hold there. Now we're going to tuck and release your hips forward. Tuck and release. Round and flatten. Scoop the lower abs and push it back. It's like the ribs and hips are just coming closer together. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, rounding the lower back. 3, making the shapes. 2, and 1. Release your hips out. Lower down a little deeper. Inner thighs only are going to move open and close. 8, 7. They don't have to open very wide. Squeeze more in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep a little squeeze. Lower your hips down. Lift your outside arm up. Shoulder blades stay open. Abs stay in. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lower. 5, 4, 3, 2. And come all the way up and shake it out. Now if you can turn around or move your object so you're using the other hand, I'm just going to use the wall for the next one. You don't have to. It just sometimes your thigh that you're closest to the object works a little harder. Heels together, toes apart. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Keep your ribs in. Now lift your heels. Now keep squeezing your heels together and bend your knees open over the middle toes. Rolling the shoulders back, keeping the ribs in, lower and lift. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. 6 more. 6. Lower. 5. Lower. 4. More down than up. 3. Abs in tight. 2. Now lower and hold. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Pull the abs in and squeeze the heels together. Squeeze them tight, tighter, tightest, a little release. Squeeze, 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 and release. Good. Squeeze, squeeze. Now you should feel good at the height that your hips are now. So we're going to add a little drop. So it's squeeze, 3, 2, 1, lower. Squeeze, 2, 1, lower. Squeeze, 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 drop, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze a little lower, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze a little lower. One more time. Hold right there. Heels squeezing. Lower the heels and lift. Don't move the pelvis. If you feel like you're going to move the pelvis forward or back, you might be moving the heels too low. They shouldn't touch the floor. And they stay together the whole time. There's a little pressure, that little squeeze to help your thighs really help you out. 4, 3, 2. Now keep your heels up. Keep the abs and lower the hips down. Holding for 8, 7, little lower, 6, 5, little lower. Lift your right arm up. 4, 3, 2, and come out of it. Shake it out. Nicely done. Let's take one hand to the chair, or the object, and left hand to the foot. Bend your right knee. Push the hip forward and push the thigh back. So you're opening the front of the hip as much as you can. Squeezing the glute does help that, and so does bending the supporting knee so that you have a little more play in the pelvis. Switch legs. Bend the knee of the supporting leg. Push the hips forward. Pull the abs in and push the thigh open. Back, the hip opens, the shoulders drop. Breathing deep. And releasing down. We'll come down to the floor. And this time your knees will be open, almost like you're making the letter V. So big toes connect, knees open. Fingertips can reach behind you. They actually reach towards you, but the hands are behind you. Roll your shoulders back and push the hips up. Squeeze the glutes, pull the abs in tight, bend the elbows a little bit, relax the neck. Keep breathing in through the nose, not through the mouth. And releasing down. We're going to start with your right foot forward. So you're going to keep your left knee probably on the mat, because that's going to have the most tension into the floor. And your right foot, if you have grip socks on, or a carpet, you might want to slide it off the mat and push your left hip into the ground. Roll your shoulders back, relax your neck. Breathe. Your back hip has the weight, so you might want to squeeze your left butt cheek. Then flex your right foot, back your weight up, square your hips, and push into your version of a split. Stretching through the toes, pulling your right hip back, pushing your left hip forward more. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lengthening the spine. Flex and pull back. So your hands come a little wider than your hips. Your tail pushes back. Your chest opens forward. Your toes reach towards your face. And your chest reaches towards your toes. Really lengthening. And then slide that right leg behind, and your left foot now circles forward. And again, the foot is in front of the knee, so it's an exaggerated lunge, and that will allow the weight on the back leg to really be pushed towards the front of the hip, not into the kneecap. So squeezing the right butt cheek helps. Inching the left foot forward helps. Roll your shoulders back, pull your abs in. Breathe deep. And flex your left foot, back your weight up. You might need to square your hips and then push into your split. Now in your split, if you can come all the way down, high five for you. If not, don't worry about it. Stretch your right hip forward more. Roll your shoulders back away from your ears. Really lengthening. Then flex your foot, pull back. And again, your hands come a little wider than your shoulders. So you have a little more room to push your tail back and lengthen your spine. Toes towards your nose. tight hamstrings today. And then bend. Stamp down on your left foot. Bring your right foot behind. So your feet are still hips width apart. Your tail is going to go straight up to the ceiling and your head drops down to the front foot. Relax your head. Breathe. And switch the leg in front. Right foot forward, left foot back. Push the tail up. Drop the shoulders open. Lengthening. Breathing. And then you can take your feet a little wider than your hips, maybe wider than the mat even. And push your hands down into the floor. Push the tail up to the ceiling. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders down. And bend your knees, hands to your thighs, and ever so slowly roll up. All right, we're gonna come back to the floor. So we're gonna do some Jane Fonda today, so you're on your hands and knees. So with your knees down and your hands under your shoulders, pull your body into a straight line. So sometimes it helps to do the opposite first. So let's do a scared Halloween cat. Tuck the tail, tuck the hips, relax your shoulders away from your ears, and maintain hands right under your shoulders and the knees directly into the hips. And then relax your tail and come into a straight spine. Squeezing the shoulder blades, pulling the abs in tightly. Let's reach your right arm and left leg away from center. So with your right arm reaching out, your left leg lengthening behind you. You can bring your right hand behind your hips or waist if you'd like a little extra ab support to pull up to. You're going to lower the left foot down and up. It's going to tap the floor and lift. Now you don't actually have to make contact with the floor. Sometimes when you do that, you can almost feel your abs disconnect and let your back do the work. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now hold the leg lifted. Abs stay tight. And little pulses here. Squeezing the butt to lift the leg higher. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Flex your foot. Little circles here. 8, 7, 6. Abs tight. 4, 3, 2. Go the other way. 8, 6, 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3. Now for the next one, you might need your hands down just because your hips may move a little bit. We're going to stretch your toes and drop the foot behind your right and lift it up to the left. So it's down to the right, up to the left. Down and up. Inhale down, exhale up. 5. Shoulders down. 6, 7, 8, 9. Abs stay in. Hold the leg slightly out to the side and little pulses here. 8, 7. Squeeze the butt. 4, 3, 2. And we're going to hold here. We're going to bend the knee so the heel comes to the glute and then press it up. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Hamstring curl. 6, 5, 4. Lean into your left hand more than you probably want to. 2. Hold the knee bend after this one. Flex your foot to the ceiling. Pull your abs in tighter. Little pulses up. 10, 9, higher. 8, 7. Squeeze the buns. 4, 3, 2, and release. We will push back into child's pose. And relax your head down and maybe even turn your palms up to the ceiling. And take a deep breath here and maybe even feel how one side of your body is warmer than the other. And back's relaxing. One more breath, because then we have to do the other side, of course. So you're going to come right back up. Abs are in. We can do our cat stretch first and kind of find our straight spine, which is out from that. Squeeze the shoulder blades, pull the ribs in. Left arm, right leg reaches away from center. Pull the abs in, squeeze the glute, maybe wrap the hand behind your back, but lower and lift the foot. 10, 9, it does not have to touch. You want to stay lifted out of your left hip. So sometimes we end up leaning into the left side. We want to lift up and out of it, especially on the second side. We tend to really get tired. 2 more. And the right leg has already worked, holding us up on the other side. So you may need the hand down a little bit sooner to add support. That's okay. Now little lifts here. So keep the leg lifted and squeeze the butt to lift higher. 9, squeeze. 8, higher. 5, squeeze tighter. Abs in. 2, and little circles. 7, bent in over your knee, or heel bent in over the knee, push up. 10, 9, abs in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. All right, we're gonna flip over onto your back. So you're gonna lie all the way down. And you're gonna take your hands, your right ankle over the left thigh first. And then you're gonna take your hands to the outside and the inside of the left leg. And pull that leg towards you. So you're pushing your hips down, opening the collar, breathing. As you pull the legs in, you can also kind of arch the back, like you're sticking your buns out and squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then cross one knee over the other, so like you're making an X, like a shoestring. So your knees connect, trying to get no space between the knees. And then you gently pull your shins towards you and release. And same thing here, trying to push your tail away from you. You probably won't succeed, but we're trying to lengthen the spine, not round it. 2 more little pulls and pushes. And then you can release both feet back down to the floor to do the other set. So the left crosses over the right, you push the left knee away maybe. That might be enough for you, stay there. Or hug the knee in. And as you do, stick your buns out, lift your chest up. Really get into that really deep glute stretch. Piriformis should feel awesome. Inhaling and exhaling. Allow your body to kind of get heavy into the floor. And then you'll take your knees, all the space out between your knees together, and kind of cross them and bring your hands as close to your ankles or shins as you can. Keeping the tail stamping out, pull and release the shins. And that should create a stretch for the outer thigh, hip. If you're not feeling it, sometimes changing just a little bit the direction of your ankles should change a lot. 2 more. And then uncross the legs, give them a little squeeze, and we're gonna roll up to a standing posture. So you're on your feet are hips width apart. They can be all the way together actually if you feel the stretch better. But your hands come to the floor in between your feet or in front of them. Bend one knee and shift all your weight into the straight leg. So you're pushing into the hip of the straight leg. And you can even walk your hands over to that side of the body. Relax your head, relax your shoulders. And then bend the other knee. So the one that was just straight now bends and you walk over to the straight leg. And again, drop your shoulders, try to release tension of the upper body and push through the hip. Take one more deep breath here. Then we're gonna bend both knees carefully, hands to your thighs, and roll up. And once we get to a standing position, we're gonna come to a wall. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to put your mat up on the wall, I guess. We always do when we're in class because there's usually a mirror behind you and it's freezing cold. But if you're not against the mirror, you can just keep the mat on the floor. And if it's a yoga mat, you might want to double it up because sometimes you want more padding under your buns. So your buns come away from the wall, your shoulders are against the wall, and let's put our hands on our knees for a second, or wrists on our knees. And I want you to roll your shoulders back and lengthen your spine. So instead of sinking into this shape, which is sometimes what we all want to do on a hot day, you want to lift the chest and open the collar. Feel the shoulder blades open and the weight behind your hips. Now let's lift your right leg only up over your hip. Now if it's not over your hip, you can scoot your buns down away from you a little bit more, but don't let that soften your shoulder blades. So keep the shoulders plugging into the wall. Switch sides. Now if your hamstring is tight, it may give you a little feedback. That's okay. We like feedback and we like the hamstrings to be stretchy. They actually like it too. So we're gonna keep that left leg up in the air and we're gonna slide the right leg all the way down on the floor. So the right leg is straight, the left leg is long, the shoulders roll back. Now in this position, you're gonna hold the leg with both hands at the belly of the calf. Now roll the shoulders back, so still trying to lengthen the spine, do little pulls with the leg. Now I don't actually have to see motion. I need you to know that your leg bone at the hip socket should be moving. It does not matter if your toes are coming closer to the bar or not, or the wall, or your head, whatever's got going on over there. Now hold the legs straight. If you can, take one hand away, and it would go down to the floor, and you kind of push the floor away, and that's really just to kind of anchor your shoulders into the wall. And you'll circle with the opposite hand on the leg. all the work. So hold the leg up. Now if you can take the other hand away, do it, and again, push it into the floor so your shoulders stay open. Flex and point the foot. Flex and point. 6, 5, 4, bring it closer. 3, get it straighter. 2, hold the heel, pull it closer to you. 5 more seconds. Closer, closer. 2, and release. Let it slide down. Now you may just hang out here for a second and feel the difference between your hips. And you may need to scooch back because you might already feel like your lower back is stretchier than it was a second ago. Lift your right leg back up. And the left leg, now that it's already worked, is going to want to turn out and be dead to the world. So make sure your knees still facing the ceiling. Maybe even stretch your toes up to help. Equal weight in both hips. Pull your shoulders back, little pulses. As you pulse, again, it's the leg bone in the hip socket that's moving. 6, 5, chest stays open. 3, keep weight pulling out of your hips instead of pushing down into it. Take one hand, the opposite, or the same hand as foot, sorry, the right hand if you can, pushing into the floor, and circle with the opposite hand. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go the other way. 8, shoulders stay open. 6, 5, straighter leg. 4, 3, 2. If you can, take both hands off. If you need to keep the hands on, both of them, that's fine. Push into the floor. Draw the shoulders back. Flex and point. Flex and point. Maybe bring the leg a little closer as you point. 5, 4. Get out of your neck with your shoulders, Leslie. 3. Keep pushing into the floor. 2. Now, if you can keep your hands off the leg, do so. If you need to hold it, do so. Pull in. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it right there, get it straighter. Now we're going to hold on to it with your right hand. Now we're going to bend your left knee first, and then we're going to lift the left leg up as well. So both legs are up, both legs are straight, both hands are on the legs. Draw the shoulders down and open and close. 8, 7, breathe. 6, breathe. 5, straighter legs. 4, bring them closer to you. 3, 2, and release. We get to round over your legs, round all the way over. Take a breather. Let your head drop. Let your shoulders drop. One more breath. And then we're going to roll up and come away from the wall for toe tap. So you're going to end up lying down on your mat. So you're on your back. Your feet are going to, or your knees are going to lift one at a time up over your hips into tabletop. Then once we get there, we're going to reach with one leg down and pull it back, and then the other. So the abdominal connection is paramount here. It's all we want to do. The rib to hip connection is pulling in. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Exhale, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more each side. And keep your knees together. Squeeze them right together. And we're going to curl up and just look at your thighs. Make sure your abs are in. Make sure the chest is open. Draw your shoulders down your back and together. Hold for 4. Curl up a little higher. 3. Curl up a little higher. 2. Curl up a little higher. And then lower everything down. Knees, feet, everything. Feet stay flat. Abs stay in. And with lifting the hips into a shoulder bridge. Hold, inhale. And like you've been cut at the hips, lower back down. So inhale, pull in the chin, lengthening the neck. Exhale, squeeze the butt, lift the hips up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, be cut at the hips and lower back down. So it's exhale to lift and exhale to lower. One more time like that. Exhale, lift, hold. This time we're going to stay. Lift your right leg straight up over your right hip. And hold. And lower down. Squeeze the right butt cheek as you lift the left leg straight up over your hip and hold. And lower down, then drop your hips. Abs stay tight. Exhale, lift. Right leg lifts. This time we're going to move it. We're going to lower it down and lift. And your knees match up. You don't lower much lower than the other knee so that your lower back doesn't arch. This is 4. We'll do 4 more. 5, 6, 7. One more time. And bend the knee. Stamp the foot down. Keep the squeeze of the right glute. Lift the left leg up. Lower. 8. Point to lift. 7. Inhale down, exhale up. 4, 5, 6, sink the foot down and lower the hips. All right, so now we're going to bring your body into plank. So flip over. You're on your forearms. You can be on your knees or on your hands even. We'll do a full minute. On your mark, get set, go. Your abs are tight, your shoulders are dropped. Neck is long. Legs together make it a little more challenging than legs hips width apart. You can play with that. You can also move through it. You can bend the right knee and then the left, alternating knee drops. Abs staying tight. And both knees together can drop. 8, 7. Hold the knees lengthen. Abs stay in. We have 13 seconds left. Keep the collar open. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then push back into your child's pose. Relax your head. Maybe even bring your hands to the outer heels. Relax your shoulders. One more breath here. And then we'll come up and we'll flip around so we can find our C curve. Again, you want to make sure there's mat behind you because eventually we will lie flat out on the mat. Arms reach out, shoulders roll down your back and together. Tuck the tailbone under, scoop the abs, and roll into your C curve. Keeping this scooped out position, keeping the collar lengthened, lift your left leg and lower it. Lift your right and lower it. So as you alternate leg lifts, there should be no change in your chest. And if you feel like all of a sudden there's a lot of weight in the diaphragm area, like where your ribs kind of close, then you might be pushing too much weight into that area. So make sure you're lengthening the chest as you alternate leg lifts. Now lift one leg up and hold it there, and stretch it out. 8, 7, weight in both hips. 5, 4, 3, collar stays open. 2, other leg lifted up, kick it. 8, 7, weight in both hips. 6, 5, collar stays open. 4, 3, 2, and lower down, just the arms, up and down. Inhale, lift them both, up, roll back a little deeper, get your abs engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more time. Lift the arms up, pull the abs in, keep the collar open, hold 5. Keep scooping, 4, 3, 2, and roll all the way down. Head, neck, and shoulders flies flat. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Pull your chin in and exhale from here to curl up, look between your thighs. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower down. Again, pull in the chin. Exhale, curl up, head, neck, and shoulders, look between your thighs. Keep your tail heavy, keep the weight between both hips. Hold, inhale. Exhale, lower down. 2 more, inhale, pull in the chin. Exhale, curl up, rib to hip connection is tight, abs are in. And lower down. We're going to stay up there this time, inhale. Exhale, curl up, keep the abs tight, little tiny pulses. 8, 7, exhale, 6. Feel like the shoulder blades are squeezing together on your back body, but the ribs are closing over your hips in the front. Now hold there, abs are tight. Make sure your neck is loose. If you need to take a break at any time for your head, just do so. Right leg lifts. Just the right leg is going to stretch out. 7, straighter, lower maybe. 5, 4, lower. 3, 2, and 1. Switch the leg. Left leg lifts. Abs are tight. Kick it. 8. Abs are tight. 7 and 6. Reach it lower. 5. Abs are tighter. 4. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Bring your left knee up. Abs are tight. Lift your right leg to meet it. Now we're going to curl up head, neck, and shoulders for the 100. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Now you can straighten your legs straight up from here. Or you can even lower the legs a little bit away from you from here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. If you needed to keep the knees bent the whole time, or even drop the feet all the way to the floor for the whole 100, you are still working. This is still working. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 70. Inhale. 80. Inhale. 90. One more breath. Bend the knees in, curl up higher. Keep the legs up, but lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Now you're going to cross the right ankle over the left. Pull the abs in first. So the lower abs pull down to roll your hips up. So you're reverse crunching. You're also allowing your arms to push down into the floor to give you a little bit more security as you roll up. So you're not using your chest, you're using your abs. One more time. Other leg in front. Lift up. 8. Higher. 7. Abs tighter. 6. 5. Breathe. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 2. And uncross the legs. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Reach towards them. Little crunches. 10. Shoulders open. 9. Curl up higher. Curl up higher. 5. Crunch higher. 4. 3. 2. Now hold the legs straight, but reach them away from you. Hold the arms straight, but lift them overhead for 5. Abs tighter. 4. Abs tighter. 3. 2. And release down. Arms and legs lengthen away from center. And now you are in a full body stretch. You get to kind of rock it out a little bit. Make sure you have equal weight in your buns again. And then relax everything. Your hands, your shoulders, your toes. Maybe even wiggling your fingers and toes. Sometimes helps everything relax. We'll start with your right knee. We'll pull it in towards your right shoulder. Give it a little squeeze. If you want a little extra through the front of your left thigh and hip flexors, flex the left foot and really reach the center of your left heel to the opposite wall. Then take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Allow your right arm to go out to a T formation, and then maybe move your left hip a little bit as you pull across, so your right hip is slightly forward or exactly on top of your left. And then maybe move both arms to a T to rest into this position. Inhale. And exhale, come all the way up. Now the left leg comes in, give a little squeeze. Flex the right foot, roll the shoulders back. And again, if you really want extra, the more you lengthen through that right heel, the better it will feel. And then pull the leg across. And look towards your left hand, maybe both arms open to a T. Be heavy into the floor. Let the floor hold you up. And then roll all the way over, facing the floor. And your hands can come under your shoulders a little wider than you. And your legs can be open into a V formation. So your heels turn in, your toes turn out. Press into your hands, pull the abs in, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, press into the hands. Abs stay in, shoulders roll back, lifting up. And exhaling down. And if you feel better, you can bring your legs a little closer together in parallel if that feels nice. Sometimes it feels better to keep them open. And release down. Now everything opens to an X. Shoulders draw down your back, abs stay in. Lift your right arm and left leg together, lower down. Lift your right leg and left arm together and lower down. So the ribs and hips are pulling towards each other at the front body, almost like they're pulling away from the mat. But they will not leave the mat. Then all 4 limbs lift up together, abs stay tight, and start to paddle. Inhaling through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. Inhale, and exhale. One more breath. Lift everything higher, and release down. Let's come up onto all 4s. And again, do one more cat stretch. So you're rounding, you're tucking your tail, rounding the spine up, and then releasing to flat. And then you can flip over from here and bring your hands under your shoulders, under your hips. Your hands push your hips up. And then you allow your hips to rest into the hands. So you're getting a nice stretch through the front of the hip, ideally. Breathing deep. You can even keep the heels lifted if that allows you to stay in the shape better. There's a lot of weight in your hands. So sometimes doing this with a block is better on your hands, your wrists. Release your hands away and roll back to the floor. So your hands are going to be by your hips. Your feet are going to be parallel, hips width apart. And we're going to tuck and release your lower back or hips. So you're going to feel like you're pushing the space behind your belly button into the floor. But when you do that, I don't want you to feel like that's the only place that has energy. So I still want you to feel like there's energy lifting your tail to the wall, to the ceiling, like almost like it's trying to tickle you in the face, really. It's making an arced line. And that the rib cage isn't the stop of the energy either, that you still have energy from the head. The shoulders are placing down or pressing down. The abs are pulling in. Tucking 4 more here in the center. 3, 2, and then go to the right. Tap right, center, right, center. And every time you hit the center, your tail drops back down. So we're not hovering the hips. Your butt is on the mat. And let's go the other way. Left, center. It's almost like you're lifting your left hip just a hair higher than your right when you go over to the side. 5, 4, abs stay tight. 3, 2, and hold in the center again. Tuck, tuck, abs stay tight. 6, 5, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and release your hips for a moment, and then roll them all the way up. So you're in that bridge we were in earlier. Abs pull in, little tucks here. 10, 9, 8. Now here you can float your arms up to the ceiling if you want a little more tension, or basically it ensures to me that I don't lift up onto my neck and the shoulder blades have a little bit more help. You can even lift your toes here so you're digging into the heels. Hips go to the right, so lift the right hip, lift the right hip. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the left. 8, abs tighter. Squeeze, buns. 4, 3, 2, let's go side to side. It's right, left, abs tight. Hips check. 6, 5, abs tighter. 3, 2, and then circle left. 2, 3, 4, 5, abs tight. 7, other direction, circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold right there. Squeeze the glutes. Draw the shoulders down. Maybe pull the knees a little closer to each other. And roll all the way down. Now we'll find your band if you have one. A dog leash works. And you'll place your band on the ball of your right foot and stretch your left leg all the way long. Same thing here. Your left heel should be reaching. Weight in both hips. Shoulders drop down. And a little pull of the band towards your chest. Reaching the leg as long as you can get it. So the energy is not, again, just behind the knee, though you do want the knee straight. You want energy lifting the heel to the ceiling and dropping the hip to the ground. Taking the band just into your right hand, allow the leg to go off to the side of the room. And then soften the knee a little bit. Still pulling the foot towards your same ear. Take one more breath here. And then bring the leg straight up over the hip. Give it another pull. And switch sides. So your right leg's going to stretch all the way down, reaching your heel. Your shoulders roll back. You're flexing your left foot. And again, you don't want to feel like you're just pushing on the kneecap. We want the energy to go up and down so all the muscles are working together to lengthen the outer hip thigh, hamstrings, calf. Relaxing your toes helps the calf and shin stretch. Left hand has the band. Move it off to the side. Maybe soften the knee a little bit to add a little tension. It really feels good to the inner thigh some days. Another deep breath here. Still bringing it towards your ear. Then come back up. Another pull, another straight leg. One more breath. And then take the band completely away. Both legs come straight up over the hips. Hands to the inner thighs. Push the legs open. And you can circle the ankles here. And then circle the ankles the other way. So take the mirror off the wall. And then take your hands to your outer thighs, hug your knees in. Maybe rock side to side. And you can roll all the way over to one side and push yourself up to seated. And legs can go wide. And you can even kind of push your hips a little further further forward to get more tension. And one arm goes down one leg and the other up and over. Like we did in the warm-up, but this time your legs are both straight. And come up and go to the other side. Opening the chest, anchoring into both hips. And then coming up and walk yourself all the way down the middle. Pull your shoulders back, lengthen your spine, breathe. And then walk yourself back and shake your legs back together. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Have an excellent long weekend, even though I'm sure it feels like a long weekend every day.